Oh, it is so good to be with you again today and to talk about our series of messages on walking uphill. Hi, I'm Ron Gannett from Community Church here in beautiful Saddlebrook, Arizona. And today I would like to talk to you about how suffering somehow is used of God to place His seal of approval on people like you. You know, it's amazing in the Bible, back in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, the earlier Christians had some divisions and conflicts amongst them. And as the Apostle Paul was giving instructions there on the Lord's table, he says this in chapter 11 and verse 19. He says, "No doubt there have to be differences among you to show who has God's approval." Evidently, in the process of conflict, the way we behave, the things we say, demonstrates whether we are of God or not. You remember the Old Testament? We had a lot of heroes there that did that. Moses, poor old Moses, he had to deal with a grumbling nation. I mean, if he said right, they said left. If he said black, they said white. Everything he did sadly ended up in conflict. But God made him stand out through his signs. God endorsed the leadership of Moses whenever he would take his staff and he would part the waters of the Red Sea. Whenever he would speak, he would have God's authority. You know, today we also reflect upon people like Joshua and Caleb. Remember when they sent the 10 spies into the land? The 12 spies into the land? 10 came back and said no. 2 came back and said yes. Joshua and Caleb. They said, "Our God is able." Can you remember the names of any of the 10 spies that said no? I can't either. It's because the people that stand out, the people that make a difference for God in difficult times, walk away with the seal of approval of God. I had a dear friend who moved from the Ohio, Michigan area down to Birmingham, Alabama. As soon as he got settled into his new job, the company made some layoffs and he lost his position. Amongst all the group of people that lost their job, there was a lot of complaining and griping and threats of lawsuits. But my friend had nothing to do with that. Finally, during his last interview, the boss called him into the office and he said, "Larry," he said, "you know, everybody is sort of taking us to task for these actions, but you haven't. Not one word has come out of your mouth. Why?" He said, "Well, you need to know something about me." He says, "I really don't work for you." He says, "I work for my Lord. And evidently, He's had me working here with you for a while, but now He has something better ahead for me." You know, of all those employees, probably Larry is the one that boss remembers the most. My friends, even Jesus looked like He lost on the cross. They sneered, they jeered. It looked like He was losing the battle. But we know that one day every knee will bow. Every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. In eternity, the world will know who He is. He must have relished that time at His baptism when the voice of heaven spoke, the Holy Spirit descended and said, "This is my Son, with whom I am well pleased." My friends, as you walk the path of adversity, as you walk uphill, remember, there's only one person you need to satisfy. There's only one seal of approval that will ever count, and that is from the God of heaven. So use your journey to honor Him, to choose His ways, and to let people see His glory in you.